out of all of the things that I could tell you about healing, what I'm going to tell you today is going to be the most important. And you're probably wondering why the hell I'm in a bathtub. I'm going to tell you soon. But first, I want to emphasize today I'm going to talk about something really cliche, which is your belief in your faith. But if you're in a healing journey, you need to stick around because although it's so cliche, it's the most important thing that you need to hear. I swear. And I never intended this podcast to be about that. When I decided to start this podcast, I wanted to share very concrete medical things that I've been exploring and undergoing, alternative treatments, which I have already shot episodes about. But today, which is a really important day because it's a culmination of everything that I've been doing, I can say with confidence and full belief that the most important thing that you need to work in your healing journey is your mind, it's your belief, it's your faith. Because what you believe in literally will dictate all the actions that you take or don't take. And not only the actions that you take yourself consciously in your brain, but also the actions that your trillion gazillions of cells take and the living beings, organs, mitochondria that are in your body. They are dictated by how you feel and the input that you bring to your body. And yeah, guys, today's a really important day because today is a day that, wait, let me give you a little bit of a rewind. For those of you tuning in and you don't know what I'm talking about, 3 years ago, when I was 25, about to turn 26, I was diagnosed with premature ovarian failure, which is a condition that basically means that you're going through menopause at an early age. And when it happened to me, it was just terrible. I mean, who wants to hear at 25 that you're going through menopause? You're meant to be at your prime at 25, right? Prime fertility, prime everything. And at 25 years old, I was told that my ovaries had shrunk so much that they were dead, and that I didn't have any eggs left, and that my hormones were at menopausal level, and that I would never be able to have a period again, or ever be able to have a biological child. And it's really freaking weird to receive news like that. When I got the news, I was at a phase of my life that I wasn't even like thinking about having children. But to like have that taken away from you before you even get to consider it is like an awful, disgusting feeling. I felt like life was robbed from me. Like it was a really difficult grieving process. And at first I believed what the doctor said because I didn't know better and I was just desperate. And I'm not a doctor. I didn't go to school for medicine. They did. I should believe them, right? Because they spent all this time studying how to heal the body, the human body, or so I thought. And I really don't want to talk shit about medical professionals because there are a few good ones. Being honest with you, there's not a lot of good ones. It's very rare to find good ones. And in my healing journey, at one point, I had to make the decision to rebel against everything that the doctors were telling me. Because when you have premature ovarian failure, the only option traditional medicine gives you is to take hormone replacement therapy for the rest of your life. Basically, if you want to have a child, you go through a donor egg, which is, you purchase another woman's egg and you implant it in your uterus and you can have a child that way. And for your hormones that are really important for you, for your body, for your bones, for your heart and everything, you just take hormone replacement therapy. That's what they tell you. Just do that. You're going to be good. But they don't talk about everything else that comes with it, you know? All the emotional parts and how it literally messes with everything about your body. I was not down for that. I had to make a decision of going against everything that I heard and forging my own path in the dark. And this is what I want to talk about today. That walking in the dark with your eyes closed, complete darkness, not knowing where you're going and where to step on next, and afraid you might fall at any time, or afraid you're never going to see the light, it's never going to work out. The healing is right there. The healing is right there. And there's a phrase that a friend of mine told me that really, really, really stuck up with me. And it's so true, and it represents the healing journey perfectly. Faith. You know what faith is? Faith is the opposite of sight. And if you can truly have faith in something, it means that you can believe in something. And if you believe that you can heal, despite everything everyone has told to you, and despite not having any evidence in front of you, with your eyes closed, with no evidence, with nothing, but if you can believe that healing is possible, then you open a field of healing. You immediately open a field of healing. Immediately. You're in it. That means, like, when you're in that field of healing, you're already healed. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of sustaining, being in that field long enough for you to start taking the actions and for your body to self-adjust and self-heal in the physical form. So, like, what healing is about, it's about finding the healing mentally, finding the healing internally, emotionally, and then sustaining that field long enough for the physical to catch up. Bear with me. I know this is a bit woo-woo. I know this is a bit out there, but this is the most important thing I can tell you about healing. And I will tell you all of the medical things that I've undergone, but this is the most important thing that I can tell you, is the importance to learn how to get into your healing field, to open your healing field and sustain it long enough. Because once you're in your healing field, trust me, you will start taking different actions. You will be gravitated towards the right professionals that will give you the light. You will, everything that you need to achieve physical healing will happen. And maybe for some people, all they need is the mental shift and automatically the body will come back. Some people will need physical things. Some people are so intoxicated. Some people have things going on that they will need physical intervention. And the right professionals and the right information and the right things will come. And here's the thing about POI and POF. I would be lying if I said, okay, this is what's going on with me. This is what causes POF. And if you do this, this, and that, you will heal. Because it's a very individualized body imbalance. I don't like to call this a disease or illness because it's not. It's a imbalance in your body. And what causes it for each person can be very different. There can be commonalities, and I will share everything that I've been doing and that brought me to this moment, which is really special, and I'll tell you in a second why. But it is a very individualized experience. And the most important thing that you need to work on your healing journey is that ability to be in complete darkness and still have the faith. And believe in something you cannot touch, you cannot see. And when I was in the midst of the worst chaos of my life when I got this diagnosis and everything, looking back now, and I can feel exactly when it happened, when the healing begun was when I made the decision of having the courage to have a rebellious optimism, a delusional optimism that I could heal, even though the physical evidence was the complete opposite. All of my blood tests, all of my ultrasounds, everything, the evidence that I had in front of me was that of you won't ever be able to heal. That was the physical proof that I had in front of me. And I had to look at it and be completely ignorant to it. I had to look at all the evidence and just be oblivious and just choose to not believe in it. Choose to believe that it was a lie. I had to look at the physical evidence and say to myself, this is bullshit. This is a lie. So that's why I'm saying you have to have a delusional optimism to believe in something you cannot see. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when I made that decision, it led me into a path of choosing to go in all of these different experiences that led me to all these different people and all these different professionals and all these different informations and all these different ideas that led me to this very moment today, May 28th, 2024, where I got my period. Woo! And that's why I'm in a freaking tub recording a podcast. I got my period, and it's been very emotional, and it's been very, ooh. And it didn't come all of a sudden. It's still in the beginning of it. And a few days ago, I started feeling things were a bit different in my body. My breasts were really sore, and I haven't felt that in forever, in 3 years. And I felt very like movement cramp in my down area. And I just had a feeling I was going to get my period. And so I went to Whole Foods a few days ago, and I bought pads and I bought tampons. And it was just like, you know what? I'm just going to buy this because I haven't bought this in so long, and I want to manifest that my period's going to... I'm ready now. I've been in the healing field, and I've been 100% believing, and I've been doing all the things. I felt healed already for a long time. I've been feeling healed already, like vitality back in my body, and healed since February. And so I knew it was just a matter of time for it to come. And so anyway, I bought the pads and I bought the tampons, and I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm calling it period. Like, we're ready now. So whenever you want to come, I'm ready for you. I even got the periods. I got you. I even got the pads. And then yesterday, I started spotting. And I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, it's a fact. And then today, the flow increased. And I got a menstrual cup collector, and it's like crazy. It's like crazy. And I told my mom, and I told my boyfriend, and I told a few people that have been like really important in my healing process, and everyone's just kind of like in awe because it is a miracle. It's literally a miracle. But I will tell you, the miracle didn't happen today. The miracle was the shift in perspective that happened when I decided to have the radical optimism that I could heal. That was the miracle. This is the physical representation of that miracle that happened then. This is the culmination of it now, coming into a physical form. Everything that happens in the physical happens first in the mental, in the spiritual, in the emotional, in the other realms. And yeah, it's funny because I'm telling you this now and I can like literally see with my eyes in my head the moment where the miracle happened. And it was that shift of perspective of choosing to be delusional. That's when I healed. And now you're seeing physical evidence of that. And I want to share with you a little bit of the other aspects too, just so you have a broader idea of what I'm talking about. Because anyway, when I chose to have the delusional optimism that I was going to heal, the radical of like, fuck everything, this is all bullshit, I'm not in menopause, I don't care what people say, I'm not going to take hormone replacement therapy, I'm going to bring my body back. When I did that, I started taking decisions that I normally would never take in my life. I ran away from my home country, Brazil, when I was 16. And the biggest fear of my life was going back to Brazil. I did not want to go back. I grew up in a very small town, very closed-minded, weird, judgmental kind of vibe. I had a lot of trauma with my family. I had a lot of things that I just did not want to go back to. And after I made the decision that no matter what, I was going to heal, I intuitively kept receiving the message, if you want to heal, you have to go back to Brazil. If you want to heal, you have to go back to Brazil. And I made the decision of like leaving my life in LA and everything that I was doing. Moving, I had like a dream apartment in front of the beach. I had an ocean view. Like I put all of my stuff in storage and went to Brazil. I was crying in the plane because I didn't want to go back. I was so scared of going back. But I had to make that decision because I chose healing. And I knew that going to Brazil and healing my relationship with my family was a part of my healing. Because what I'm telling you, POF is not just like, you know, you cut your finger and you put a Band-Aid and you put a little cream and then, no, like it happens for each person because of very specific reasons. It's not something that there's like a pill that can solve it like that. That's why doctors don't know what to do about it, because it's a full body imbalance. And I will say, I know it can be really hard as you're going through it, but when you choose healing and you go through the healing journey, it can turn into the biggest blessing of your life, because you're going to force yourself into stepping into a much better version of yourself in this journey. You're going to get to know yourself. You're going to have to face your fears. You're going to have to heal. You're going to have to heal to heal. In order to heal, you're going to have to heal. So I started making different decisions. I went back to Brazil, started healing my relationship with my family, and then from there, I met incredible medical professionals in Brazil that I didn't know existed, because when I was in LA, when I was in the States, I was seeking all of those professionals, but they weren't not in my energy field. Like I don't know, our frequencies didn't align, and I didn't find them. But when I went to Brazil, after making the decisions of I'm going to heal no matter what, I found all these medical professionals that were like freaking amazing. They had all of this new technology that I didn't even know existed, and part of the things that I found out that were wrong with me personally that were leading to this imbalance is that I was completely freaking intoxicated. Oh my God, I was so intoxicated. And I'm not saying this is the cause of POF. It's part of why your body's so imbalanced. But yeah, I was super intoxicated. I had so many parasites. I passed so many freaking worms, guys. I'm sorry, but I was so intoxicated. I was part of it. And when you're intoxicated, your body has a hard time maintaining optimum function in everything. Um, so yeah, I did a very intense detox that was intense. It was hard to get through, but I got through it and progressively felt better and better and better. Another thing is that also my body composition was terrible. So when I got sick, or when I was told that I had POI or POF, I went to this holistic doctor in LA, and she told me that my body was too weak and that I could not exercise because it would put too much stress on my body even more, and that I should just do light walking or restorative yoga, and that I shouldn't really exercise. And that I was too skinny and that I needed to gain weight. So I just started eating more and eating like things that I thought were healthy, all organic and everything, went in the trend of bone broth and butter and all of that for a second. Did not work for me. But anyway, I was doing the things that I thought were going to be good, and I was following her advice. But that led to my body composition getting even worse than what it was before. In Brazil, I found out that my body composition, even though I was on the outside very skinny, I had 34% of body fat and very little muscle mass. And this amazing angel called Lulia, which is she's my nutritionist. She's incredible. She looked at my bioimpedance exam and she said, honestly, just looking at this, like, I can tell you don't have a period. I don't even need to see anything else. I don't need to look at your hormones or anything. I just looking at this, I can tell you don't have a period. And I'm like, how is it possible? She's like, you don't have muscle. The hormones are produced inside of your muscles. And I was like, what? Muscles produce hormones? And she explained to me that muscles now are considered a endocrine organ. Isn't that crazy? They produce the myosins, like 20 type of myosins, which are these hormones that are precursors to other hormones, basically that dictate everything that your body does. You need to have muscle for so many reasons. And my muscle mass was super low. And she told me that if I wanted to get my period back, if I wanted to heal, I needed to start going to the gym and lift weights. And I needed to do it 6 times a week at least, she told me, if I wanted to get my period back. She said, because I even asked, but I haven't worked out in so long. 6 times a week's going to be crazy. Can I do 3? And she said, nope. If you want to get your period back and if you want to heal, you got to go 6 times a week and do it hardcore. And I did. I started going to the gym every day, and I hired a personal trainer, changed my diet. This is another problem. When I got ill, I thought there was something wrong with my diet. I went vegan 8 years ago, and I started thinking, oh my gosh, is the veganism, the whole world now seems like it's on a trend, like anti-vegan trend, right? Everyone's talking about how meat superior, bone broth, grass-fed butter, all of it seems to be like the trend in the moment. And I went for that trend because I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I got sick eating vegan, so I must be missing out on something that only meat can give me. So I tried that, but that was creating a really weird relationship with food for me because I don't like meat. I don't like animal foods. Every time that I ate animal foods, be it eggs, meat, butter, whatever, bone broth, each bite that I took, like I was suffering inside because I one didn't like the taste, and like it really feels hard for me to eat those foods because I really, really, really love animals and I've been a vegan for so long, you know? But I was trying and I was trying. I kept trying because I thought that would be the answer, the food. Everyone was telling me that. The doctors here in the States, they were telling me that. My mom was like, yeah, you need meat. So I was trying. But it created this anxiety around food. Every time I had to eat, I just immediately felt bad because I immediately was like, damn, I'm going to have to go through it again. Each bite was suffering. And then again, Lulia, my nutritionist, she was like, no, just go back to veganism. You have to have pleasure when you eat. The food needs to be your medicine. Each bite that you take needs to feel like it's reinvigorating each cell of your body. And if you're taking a bite of food that you feel like it's like suffering for you to be able to get it down, that's the complete opposite of the energy of healing. Everything that you do, you need to try to make it be in the energy of healing and vitality. So you need to eat foods that give you pleasure and that make you feel that way. I was like, oh yes, please. So I started eating vegan again, and it felt amazing, because now I love to eat again. And now I know for a fact that it wasn't the food. And I'll tell you guys, it's not the food. It might, maybe it's the food for you. I don't know, because like I'm saying, each person, each case is very individualized. But in my case, it wasn't the food. It wasn't veganism. It was other things that was causing my problem. Um, so yeah, those were some of the things that I found out about. And there's another episode that I already recorded of this podcast that I go specifically about each pillar of healing, of these more tangible, practical things that I did. I talk about the alternative healing therapies that I've done to detoxify with frequencies and some really, really cool things, new technologies that they're using in the medicine universities in Brazil that are super like groundbreaking cool. I talk about the emotional part that has been like so incredible for me. Um, so important. Somatic trauma healing that I've been doing. Um, yeah, I talk about each pillar of healing, and that episode was meant to be the second episode of the podcast. But now this happened, so this needs to be the second episode of the podcast because I really just wanted to come on here and tell you guys, like, damn, I got my period. I feel even more like obligated to get this podcast out in the world now because now I'm like, shit. Now I can really tell you, you can heal, bitch, because I got my period back. If I did it, you can do it too. If I did it, you can do it. You're watching this and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, what's happening? There's no cure for this thing. What am I going to do? My doctor said that I can't heal because this is like, bitch, you can heal. And that's why I'm recording this podcast. That's why I'm in a bathtub. I just really felt I needed to get this podcast out today because today is the day it happened. And I wanted to register it for you to see, for you to get more excited about the next episodes as well. But I really want this to be a start for you. Remember when I said I had to at one point make the decision to become a delusional person, a delusional optimist, to have a rebellious kind of shift, to go against everything that was said to me and to look at all the evidence I had in front of me and be completely ignorant to it, completely delusional about it. I had to literally act like I was hallucinating, that all of this was just like a hallucination. I want to invite you to make that moment in your life now. All the evidence that is in front of you that you can't heal, that you're sick, that you can't have a child, that your hormones are terrible, that your treatment isn't working, that your IVF is not going well, like all of the bad evidence that you have in front of you, I want to invite you to look at it right now and be completely delusional to it. Come on, completely look at it and just really feel in your body that you're hallucinating, that those things are all lies. Like, be completely delusional to it. And then once you do that, you close your eyes and you imagine the complete opposite of all of that, of you healed, of you having your period, of you having your child, of everything. And then you believe in that. No matter what, no matter the noise you hear in your head, in your ears, of whatever, voices of your doctor, of voices of whoever, like, just shut that down, or just turn on the noise cancellation in your headphones. Like, close your eyes and turn it on and just focus on the things that you cannot see. You know? Awaken your faith. Awaken your faith. And remember, faith is the opposite of sight. So what you see with your eyes open, you don't believe in that. You just have to believe in what you cannot see. What you see with your eyes closed. That's what you believe in that vision. And I promise, like, if you can do this today, it will change the course of your life. Because what will come after that, the decisions you will make, the things that will gravitate towards you, the foods you will eat, everything will change. Everything will change. So yeah, I think that's the message that I have for you today. To call in the delusion. You need it. It's the most important thing in your healing journey. I will tell you this. Everything that will come after this is important too. Like, me going to the gym was really important. Me changing my diet was really important. Me taking the supplements that I took was really important. Me detoxifying was really important. All of that was really important. Balancing out my life was important. Dealing with the emotional thing, healing my relationship with my family, all of that was really important. But none of it would have happened had I not become delusional first. Awaken my faith first. That needs to be the number one step. And everything else will, I promise you, everything else will change. And it's not going to be instant. You also have to develop patience, you know? It's not like, oh, I'm delusional today, tomorrow I'll have all the answers. No, like, this manifested in your life for a reason. I'm sorry, I know you hate to hear this, but this manifested in your body for a reason. It's for you to learn something. And I tell you this with love. It is for you to learn something. It's not there to destroy your life. And so you become delusional. Don't expect for you to get your period tomorrow. It may be. Maybe it will. Who am I to say? But if it takes a while, it's because the experiences and the adventure that you're going to go through, it's going to completely change and reshift your life, and it's going to make you into so much better. I promise you. It might be 1 month, it might be 2 months, it might be a year, it might be 2 years. For me, it was 3 years. I wouldn't change it, because it brought me to experiences and people and places that I wouldn't have gotten to otherwise. And I literally, like, met the most amazing people through this experience. I searched for things because of this that I wouldn't have searched. I went to places that I wouldn't have gone, and it's been truly life-changing in a way that I wouldn't change it. I'm so grateful. And I want to be doing this podcast right now. And who knows what this podcast is going to lead into. One thing always leads to the next, and to the next, and to the next, and to the next, you know? And so, become delusional. Radically patiently delusional. That's my message for you today. I think that's all I got for you. Very last thing that I have for you today before I completely say goodbye. I want to give my boyfriend here because he's been part of the whole process with me from the beginning. Literally, we started dating the week after I stopped getting my period. It was crazy. And for him to see me get my period now, it's like, you know, come on here, Aaron. I wanted him to share his perspective, whatever he has to say, a little bit. Get here. Come on. Come on. Guys, by the way, it's like 1 a.m., but I really felt like we needed to get this out before the day's over.
It's 1 a.m. She just shot a beautiful podcast. My foot's asleep. And we're here. We're in love. And I'm just unbelievably proud of this person in front of me right now. She's overcome incredible odds and has learned so much. And I've learned so much. And it's just really been an honor and a privilege to see someone overcome something that, just when everyone tells you something is impossible, like the people that you're supposed to trust, doctors and all that, and you have an option to believe them or to believe in a higher calling, a faith of that everything will be okay. And Lottie chose the latter. And 2.5 years, 3 years later, all of her journey, her healing journey, is manifesting into this moment where she is having her period right now. The rivers of life are flowing, and it couldn't have happened to a more deserving person and a special person. And I hope to God that this podcast helps other people and gives them hope that they too can overcome this thing. So yeah, I'm just really proud of her, and I'm just. It might not seem like it because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, but we've been celebrating like the last 2 days. So I'll leave it with that.
He said the last 2 days because I started spotting already 2 days ago. Yesterday more, and the day before like a little bit. That's why, but today's the actual day.
Today's the day. All right, let's end it here.
1 second. So I didn't really talk a lot about God in this episode because I really want the podcast to reach as many people as possible because I want as many women as possible to be impacted by this. And I know some people get turned off by the word God because of religion trauma and all of that. But I need to take a moment to shout out God because God is so good. God is real and God is so good. And if you don't believe in God, that's your own right to. But let me tell you, God is great. And shout out God. God, thank you so much for this moment and for the lessons and for bringing me on this mission. I'm with it. Let's go. Thank you. Please, I want to end it with a prayer. God, thank you so much for the gift of life, for being here in this beautiful freaking bathroom that he just finished building. Aaron just built this bathroom, and we've dreamt this place into existence, and it's real now. And just like that, I want the people listening to this podcast to dream their life into existence, to dream their healing into existence. And I pray, God, that whatever is in the way of that shift in perspective, of the miraculous healing, whatever thoughts, whatever voices from other people that don't belong to them, that are creating this distortion, that they don't believe that they can heal, to clear that out of their heads here and now. Now, clear. Psh, so that they can hear the truth of their hearts and of your voice, which is love, which is healing, which is the delusional optimism, positivity, because it is their birthright. Everyone that is listening to this right now, it's their birthright to thrive, to feel good inside of their bodies. They have a human body so that they can live this life and experience the things that they can dream upon. And so that's my prayer, God. Please clear any distortion that is keeping them away from having the shift in perspective that healing is possible. Clear, 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 clear. And bless them so that they can meet the right people, so that they can have the right support, so they can hear the right information. And please, God, continue to guide me in how I can deliver the message in the best way possible to help the most people possible. And so it is. And I pray that they leave this episode feeling their energy is renewed, feeling hope in their hearts, and feeling that they can achieve anything, that they can accomplish anything, and that they can be anything, and that they can dream anything into existence. Not just their healing, but their any dreams they have. Anything that they want to be, remind them that they can be it. Anything. All the craziest, wildest things. Maybe, I don't know, I'm feeling someone needs to hear this right now. It might be part of why you're going through what you're going through. The dreams that you have inside of you that you forgot because life happened, you are giving those for a reason. It's part of what you're meant to do here on this earth. Why you came all the way to freaking earth. And you received these gifts and you received these ideas and you didn't act upon them because life happened or whatever. Like, pick them up. They're for you, not just for you. What you're going to do with them it's going to bless other people. Anyway, thank you, God. Thank you for everyone hearing. I pray that you have the most beautiful, blissful day and night, sleep wherever you are. And I love you so much. Thank you for hearing. And I'll see you in the next episode. I love you. Woo! Guys. I'm just too excited about it. I want to show it to you. If you think it's gross, just turn off the video. But